Welcome to Only One You Need Radio. We're not the only one you need. You are. We just show you how to get out of your own way. With your host, speaker, author, business coach, and consultant, David Dubé.
Welcome to Only One You Need Radio. It's your host, David Dubé. So excited to have you here with me today, because in this episode, my friend, you and I are going to be talking about this one tool that you have access to right now that's being underutilized. Can you believe that? You have a tool that's being underutilized by like 97% being underutilized. It could be even more than that. It's crazy how much underutilization this tool gets. And this tool has the ability to literally change everything in your life. It really does. It's one of the most powerful tools, period. So, what is this tool? I'll tell you in a second. First, I want to ask a favor of you. If you're listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, any podcast network, or you're on YouTube, I want you to subscribe. Subscribe for me. That would be huge. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so now let's get to it. Now, I guess before I give you this, I want to tell you the 3 reasons why we don't use this tool more often. The first reason is we just don't think about it. We don't think to use or utilize this at all. So therefore, it's very underutilized. The second reason is when we do think about it, we're too afraid to use it. We are too afraid to use it. The third reason is we just don't understand its power. We don't understand its power. 3 reasons right there. They're huge. They're huge. This is huge. It's huge. 3 huge reasons. So what is this method? What is this tool that I'm talking about? It's the ability to ask. That's it. The ability to ask. So let's just say you want more dates in your life. The reason why you're not getting more dates is because you're not asking enough people. The other part about it that's interesting to me is we need these apps to do this now. I've never used an app to date a person. Not once. Never once used an app in my life for dating. No, I don't need that. Why? Because I have the ability to open my big mouth and ask. See, the other thing is that people are so afraid, right? We're so afraid of using it that we feel like this shoe is going to be shoved in our mouths. We don't want to look like an ass. I get it. You don't want to. But without practice, you can't perfect anything. An artist didn't start off drawing well. It took years of practice, hours and hours and hours and hours of practice again and again and again to become proficiently good at something that they felt comfortable enough to show other people. I should know. I went to school for art. I know all about it. I remember I used to suck at drawing, but I kept doing it and getting better and better and better and better. It's the same with anything. You already know the first time you got on the golf course, you're probably awful. Now, I just can't stand golf, so I don't play. But the first time anything, if you're a contractor, the first time you tried, putting up tile, you probably sucked at it, or you probably broke a bunch of tiles, or you cut them wrong because you couldn't figure something out. Or there's too many holes or gaps here and there, what have you. The first time you've done anything, you weren't great at it. Most 90-some% of the time, 99% of the time, you just sucked. There is that 1 in a million chance, right? Like, I just had this come to my mind. The first time I went snowboarding, I didn't fall once. Not one time did I fall. The second time I went, I fell a bunch of times, which is crazy. But the first time I went, I didn't fall. So yes, there's that, sometimes a blind squirrel finds a nut. It happens. But most of the time, you're not going to be good. So you just have to start doing it. That's what I'm telling you right here. Start asking more. If you want a mentor, ask. You have the ability to ask. The other part too, and I don't just want you to ask, there's right ways and wrong ways to go about things. There really is. So if you're going to ask a mentor to mentor you, or you're going to ask a favor of someone, make sure you're doing it with grace. You're not just asking for favors upon asking for favors. Because I know I've had friends who are favor askers and they never did anything in return. You know what I'm talking about? You know the people I'm talking about? No, we're not talking about those people, okay? We're not talking about doing what they do. That's not you. If you have integrity, you're not going to be that person, are you? My point exactly. So there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. So use your common sense, and if you don't have any, go buy some. Or ask someone to help you with how to ask. But you have the ability to ask. I do it all the time. You see, I'm used to having that shoe in my mouth, so I'm okay with it at this point in time. I do this constantly, all over the place. You know, in 2015, I co-founded a company called Cut Medical Bills. So because people don't know that they can negotiate their medical bills, we show them how, and to do it significantly well, as opposed to, yes, anyone can pick up the phone, now call and negotiate. Yeah, great. You might get a okay. But we teach people how to do some amazing things when it comes to negotiating their medical bills. That's why I started it, because we didn't know. You don't know until you know, but you also don't know until you ask. That's when you find out. You don't know if he's going to say no to you or she's going to say no to you until you ask. You don't know. You don't know if they're going to let you speak at that event until you ask. You don't know what the opportunities are available to you until you ask. You don't know if there's going to be a free cup of coffee or a free beverage or a free meal or whatever until you ask. I do this all the time. Like I said, to the chagrin of those around me, there's someone in my life who constantly will apologize for me asking questions because they're embarrassed. I'm not. They are. It's the interesting thing about it. There's only one, and it's someone that people, if you know me well, you know who this person is. If you don't, then don't even worry about it. But the idea is you have the ability. It's always been there. And yet one of these three things come into play. You don't think about it. You don't think to ask a discount. I ask in bizarre ways. Like I don't get the cute guy discount, or I don't get the friendly afternoon customer discount. And I do it funnily, right? I'm not being like a jackass about it. And because of that, people respond. They respond very well. And then if they happen to be in a good mood themselves, or you help make them in a good mood, then that even helps more. Like I'll go to a coffee shop and I'll say, hey, I don't get the good guy discount. They'll laugh about it the first time, maybe the second time, the third time I come in, they're like, I've seen you a couple times. This one's on the house. You don't know until you ask. I remember I was out with my sister, and if you don't know my sister, she's blind and autistic, and she's amazing. She's one of the biggest lights in my life. I absolutely love her more than you could ever imagine. Anyway, so we go out, and this brewer or this brewery representative comes in to get this bar to, let them have one of their beers on tap. And because they're there, I just ask, hey, do you have an extra one? So I'm asking the rep, not the bartender or not the bar manager. And the rep's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And so they're bringing more beer to share with my sister and I, along with the bar at the same time. Because I asked. The guy's like, oh, absolutely, we want you to try this. Why? Because they also want me to come to their brewery. But all you have to do is ask. I open my fat mouth all the time. Yes, it gets me in trouble, but I have fun with it. Now, it's not bad trouble. I don't like mouth off to cops. I don't, you don't mouth off to the wrong people. So that's the whole thing. I'm fine looking like I got a shoe in my mouth. Why? Because I've done it so many times. I'm used to it. And I'm not telling you to put a shoe in your mouth and to look like an idiot, but you don't know until you ask, because sometimes you're not the idiot. Oftentimes, you're the hero. Why? Because you got something for free, or you got something that you didn't think you'd get, but now you have, which made your day, which helped make their day too. And now both people are sitting happier than they were before it even started. Why? Because you were having fun doing it. So just ask more. That's it. Who's stopping you, and why would you want to be stopped? To me, it's just confusion. Like, I want more great things in my life. I want other people to have more great things in their life. I want to bring that joy to other people. I'm sharing this with you because I use it. Why not you use it? Why not you get the benefit of just opening your mouth a little bit more than you currently do and seeing yourself reaping more rewards than you currently got, making your life feel a little bit better than it currently does, and then you can pay it forward to someone else. You see, I've done this where some guy says hi to me at random at a coffee shop. I go into the coffee shop. Making kind of teasing the barista. The barista gives me a discount on my coffee. The person who thought I was someone else who said hi to me, finally behind me in line, because I got a discount, I just turned to them and said, hey, why don't I pick up what do you have? And I'll pick it up for you. The guy's like beside himself, like, why is this guy buying for me? Yes, I did say hi, but I thought he was someone else. And you get to pay it forward. Not only the barista have fun, this person who randomly and accidentally thought I was someone else says hi to me, now gets a free coffee out of it. Like, it pays dividends. And then you're out sometime and you're having a great day or even a bad day, and someone sees that and says, why don't I get something for you? Like, you just don't know, but yet we're so intimidated by nothing at all, by our mind playing tricks with us about who we are, what we are, who we think we are, what we do, why we do what we do, blah, 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 all this other BS. Stop it. Let it go. And it's one of those things too. If you're thinking about it and you're afraid, do it as soon as you can. As soon as that fear hits you, do it. Do it anyway. That's when it's going to pay the most dividends. Because you were afraid and you did it anyway. You're going to feel so much better when it's a yes. It's going to be like hitting a grand slam. It's going to be like, it's a form of ecstasy. It really is. It's a form of pleasure, a form of enjoyment that you can't get any other way than proving to your own self that there's no reason to fear looking like that idiot you think you're going to look like because you hit a home run or a grand slam or you got that hole in one. It's amazing. So if you thought this was useful, I know this was useful. I know this is useful. Here's the other part about this. 97% of people who are listening to this, probably even more, like 99%, aren't even going to do this. For those of you who go out and do this, I want you to get to me, report back to me, tell me how much this has helped you. I want to hear the stories. Share your stories. If you use this, share your stories with me. I want to hear them. Also, share this out. Share this on the social medias. Share this with friends. Share this with family. Share this with other people who you think will use this. Because if you don't, I want someone to that you know. And then subscribe. YouTube, subscribe. iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you're listening to this, subscribe to this. Do yourself a favor. This is good stuff. And this costs you nothing. You didn't even have to ask. I did all the work here. You didn't even have to ask me for this. Look at that. Pretty amazing. All right, so that being said, subscribe, good, great. Leave feedback. I love feedback. I want to hear feedback. Leave a testimonial or a review on iTunes. That would be awesome. This is David Dubé with Only One You Need Radio. It's time that you be the person you're meant to be, believe in all that you're capable of, and become more than you thought imaginable. I look forward to catching you on the next episode. Take care.